This is going to need the net. I just foul hooked. Ooh, I thought I had a big one. Just had it foul hooked. Hey guys, this is Gene Jensen. We're going to talk about fall fishing, mainly the baits I have out on the deck in the fall. Just a real quick video. Let me get him off that hook so I can get the hook out of the net. There we go. Just a good little average sized fall bass. They're feeding up for the winter. But fall is all about, for me it's all about moving, staying mobile, moving quick and just fishing as many spots as I can, I guess. But the baits I have on on the deck are, come on out of there. It's supposed to be somewhat of a hookless net. I've had it for 100 years. The baits I have on the deck are simple. I got a lipless crankbait, probably my favorite fall and springtime bait. Best way to fish it is a simple making long cast. I'm making a cast along a grass flat right now. I'm reeling, stopping. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 turns and stopping. And they almost always hit on that stop. Okay, I'm going to do somewhat similar with a spinnerbait. I've got a spinnerbait, shad colored, chartreuse and white, willow leaf blades that I can fish fairly fast. I've got it on a 6:3 to 1 gear ratio. My lipless crankbait, because I know this question is going to be asked. My lipless crankbait's on a medium, fast action, number 8 tackle blackout with a Concept C 13 fishing tackle company, 7.3 to 1. And my spinnerbait I have on a medium, moderate action 7-foot rod, 13 fishing Omen with a 13 fishing Concept A reel. This is a 6.3 to 1 or 6.6 to 1. Same sort of deal. Let me get in a position. I've kind of come off my spot. Wind's blowing me off my spot. I'm gonna cast it out. I'm gonna let it sink a little bit because those blades cause it to sink a little slower than a lipless. Not gonna reel it as fast, but I'm gonna do erratic pops with my rod tip or stop with my reel. And play around with it until you find out what the bass want. Best thing to do with it though, like I said, I'm fishing a grass flat. So make a cast, let it sink to the top of the grass. And then reel it back in with the pops. And I'm trying different types of retrieves until I figure out what the bass want. Okay? Don't have a trailer hook on this one right now because I hit it pretty good this morning. But if I ever miss a fish with it, I'm going to have a trailer hook. I should have one all the time, but I don't. Got a million spinner baits, and I don't want to have to buy a hook for each one of them. Okay? The third moving bait is going to be a Project Z Chatterbait. This one's in green pumpkin and white. I guess it's a kind of a bluegill shad pattern. Got a little paddle tail on the back. Once again, some medium action blackout. And of course, the wind's gonna blow me to where the sun's right in your eyes, because that's what it does. And then a 7.3 to 1 Concept A. Really good setup. Those are the 3 moving baits I have on there. The other one I have is one I always have on the deck at this lake. and any other lake that's known for schooling. And that's what I call Old Faithful, clear Super Spook Junior, red treble hook on the front for those schooling fish, always sitting on the deck. So what I'm looking for today is I'm looking for grass. Yes, I know not all lakes have grass. I'm looking for specifically clumps of hydrilla, and the wind is important for these moving baits. If there's no wind, it's tough. If there's no wind, I'm going to switch to something else that's below the surface, maybe a fluke, some type of a soft plastic, you know, weightless trick worm, maybe even, you know, work a jig or a mojo rig across the grass. Don't like it when there's no wind when you're fishing moving baits. But what happens in the fall is the bass will, like I said, they're feeding up, so they're not really scattered. They'll be in big groups, but they'll be on a big flat or a long point. They're going to be in those ideal ambush spots to eat bait. They're going to be where the bait are. Right now, I can't find any bait out on the main lake. No, hardly any bait pods or anything else. So the only place the bait's going to be in this part of the lake is going to be in the grass. They're going to be eating bluegill, crawfish, shadow get into the grass, you know, just whatever's in there. The bass are going to be in there hiding and eating. So I am definitely going to be the one trying to catch them where they're at. You can't catch them if you can't find them. Stay moving until you find them, and then work that area pretty good and try to pick apart what's holding them there. Why are the bass there? And what kind of a mood are they in? Do they want a chasing? Are they in a chasing mood? If they're not in a chasing mood, you know, you fish something on top of the grass or fish something in that area that you can fish efficiently. Play around with the speeds, play around with the types of retrieves you're doing, and then when you get bit, remember what you were doing. Try to guess what the bass was doing too. Like yesterday, they were hitting my bait, like they were chasing it and hitting it and still going along with it, so I just lose contact with them. And when that happens, you know the bass are following it and then hitting it. And that's what made me think, okay, well, let's do a stop-start retrieve or a fast stop retrieve. You know, reel it fast and then stop it, reel it fast. And that's why I did that. And then I noticed later on in the day, sun came up, a wind died. They were just getting one hook in them. I mean, just barely getting one hook in them. So I went to a big hook, was able to catch a couple more, and that's when I started going with the spinnerbait. I found out that the spinnerbait was a little bit better. They wanted it a little bit more, so I totally switched up baits. Yes, I was catching them on a rattle trap or lipless, but wasn't catching them the way I wanted to. All right, so I fish a chatterbait a little bit different. Mainly when the wind is calm, kind of like this, or when I don't have a whole lot of fish activity. I want to create a reaction strike. I'm gonna throw that thing out and I'm gonna let it sink all the way till it stops on top of the grass. Okay, hydrilla is pretty thick on top when it's submerged. Well, it's thick on top when it's not submerged too. But let it sink all the way to the bottom. Then I'm gonna pull it up out of the grass a little bit and I'm gonna slow roll it. And my goal is to try to basically drag it across the grass and make it tick whatever grass is sticking up a little bit higher than all the other one. Okay, and as it gets hung in the grass, a little pop, rip it out, let it fall back down in the grass. And a chatterbait is really good for that because it kind of skims across the top of the grass, can come through it really easy without getting hung up and without getting a whole lot of grass on it. And hitting the grass really does drive the bass crazy. Well, that's it. Those are the baits I mainly have on the deck when I'm fishing fall baits. Adjust these techniques and baits to your liking and to your lake, but that's what I use here. That's what I use on most lakes. Like I always say, be sure to check out my other channel. Introduce somebody to fishing. Take them out and teach them what we do, teach them what we know, and then show them my videos. Let me help you teach them how to fish. And also be sure to subscribe to this channel. And more importantly, get out on the water, go out and have some fun, catch some fish, and have a great day.